Morning.
We're here, sisters, but we don't have any Timu. But I do have this. Somebody asked me on the comments, where'd I get this? Big fat one, because I love it.
White color cream?
Yeah, for your eyes and stuff.
Oh, jumbo?
It's on Amazon, and I just put in jumbo white eye pencil.
Cool.
And so that's where I found it.
You
Because
can't find them in the stores.
They had the black, but I could never find the white.
What would you do with black?
Well,
Your eyebrows?
no, I had one, and it looks just like a lipstick, the container and everything. And I was showing my kids how the
So you put it on
black
your
lipstick turns into the color of you, because I have one like that, and I thought it was that one.
I think I remember you saying that. And you left it on?
I couldn't get it off. It was black all day, and they laughed all day at
Well,
me.
at least you entertained them.
I did.
I
thought it was
see
good.
women that wear black lipstick.
They do. We
still.
saw one the
Remember
other
when
day.
when it was.
But we're not criticizing.
No.
They can do whatever they
To
want.
each their own.
Yeah, and that is why we're making this video, because we're reading some of the comments that we were able to get.
And we think we need to
hooked up.
clarify.
Lots of
Oh,
things,
yes.
lots of things.
Yeah.
We are loving our Australian vacation.
I don't think I've been in a prettier area.
No.
We're only seeing Sydney.
Right.
But the trees and the plants here are not like you've seen anywhere else. I
They
mean,
have
we've been
everything.
to the islands now, and this place is beautiful. It's just, and a lot of the trees, we went on a walking tour yesterday with a very knowledgeable young man, and he told us that a lot of the trees that you see everywhere were not native here, but now they might as well be, because they're everywhere.
And people think they are,
Yeah,
because
they
they've been
think
here
they're a
forever,
native tree,
but they were
but
brought
he said
over
they weren't. So
from Brazil.
there's some trees here that I forget. He had a name for them. Something.
Jacaron, the lavender ones.
They don't yet have leaves on, but they just have purple flowers all over.
Jacaranda.
You think you were in Hawaii?
And he said those are
are
from Brazil.
Yeah.
And the petals drop to the ground and dye the ground purple.
So they sweep them up because the stone gets all dyed and they don't want.
Anyway, that's very interesting.
We've seen
So,
fun animals. We've seen
lots of birds.
We saw. I thought it was a parrot, but my son said it wasn't. It was something else.
Oh, we don't
That's
know.
like it looks like my girlfriend's parrot.
It's big.
It's big and green and has red inside the wings. But he looked it up, and it's not called a parrot. Looks just like one.
We've been wrong about a lot of things.
Yeah.
We saw one great big white parrot.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And Jamie thought that those one monkey trees, and then he learned that they were not
Monkey trees.
the tree that he thought it was.
Yeah.
So we're learning on this trip.
You know, we're comparing to what we've seen before in
And
our
what,
life.
yeah,
you know?
and see, we grew up, our trips were to Cosmopolis, Washington to visit our grandma,
Where it
White.
rained the whole week.
And then we went to San Francisco a couple of times, but when
We
we
never
maybe
traveled
Utah,
there.
but
Yeah.
those were our vacations growing up. We never got to go on a cruise
No.
or we
I
see
don't
little
think I even knew
children.
people did cruises. I
No,
don't think I
they were
even knew
popular
those
later.
existed.
But now Hillary's taking her kids on a cruise, and
Yeah.
so we realize we're fortunate
Yeah.
to do this. And when we were first married, we were mothers. We had children. We didn't get to go on vacations then either.
They wanted us to on the ship, they wanted us to come dressed in the 80s because they had an 80s theme. I was thinking back, I was pregnant almost the whole 80s. I would have come as a pregnant lady.
Yeah.
I was like, here's my clothes, maternity.
Yeah.
So they were kind of a blur for me. It was like
So,
raising kids.
but we, in our wildest dreams, never thought we'd ever get to come to Australia. This is the first time
It wasn't even on my bucket list.
No,
'cause I
this
just thought,
is the first time I've ever been on underground trains and stuff and the buses.
Yeah.
Because all the towns we lived in were small and they didn't have anything like that. So it's all new to us.
And it's scary, you guys. We don't know.
We're not-
If it wasn't for Amy, we wouldn't know how to get a bus. We wouldn't know how to get on the train. We had to be taught how to do the clicker thing with our card to get on and off. We didn't know any
And
of
the
that.
all of the people nationalities, where we were from, they didn't even have different nationalities
No.
of people.
No, so we're pretty ignorant, and we admit that.
We
We're
do,
learning.
and
I mean,
we're in
we've
awe.
traveled a little bit now. I mean, I've been to, my daughter was
Italy.
stationed in Italy, and so we got to travel to Italy, but she was our guide, and we went to Germany and Switzerland, and France and whatever, but I felt really safe because
They knew what
our
they were
daughter
doing.
knew what to do, and I didn't
Yeah.
have to do it. This one, none of us know how to get around or do anything, but we have learned. And what we've also learned is people. We look. I think we stick out like a sore thumb, not just because of our shoes, but because we're walking around going,
Oh, yeah.
and then we're all talking on the bus. No one talks
Nobody
on the
talks.
bus, but we talk really loud.
And they're all listening
I think we're
to us.
obnoxious. And then we go, well, what stop do you think we should get off? And then some sweet Aussie will,
Tell us.
from behind, will go, where do you guys want to go? And then they
They
tell
step
us.
in and help.
It happens all the time. We're walking down the street and we're holding up traffic. The other thing we do, we're not walking down the sidewalk on the right. We are walking down the sidewalk on the right. Well, they drive on the opposite here,
opposite.
so they walk up. And here we are going, why are these people walking in front? Why do they keep walking to our face? And then it dawned on us a couple of days ago, we're the ones walking in the wrong lane. We should be walking to the left. So we're
There's a
trying to
few.
reteach ourselves.
But there's a few walking against the traffic too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
on the other thing, when we had a foreign exchange student from the Republic of Czech, he would tell the difference and said that nobody has big sinks in his country, like our sink was huge.
Yeah.
He said that people look you in the eye. In their country, nobody looks each other in the eye and they don't smile or talk.
We don't have people smiling at us. Here.
Nobody
I
looks you in
smile-
the eye
No, it's a big city, and I think it's
Yeah.
no different in New York or any other
Probably.
big city. People they know where they're going about their business, and we're just so happy to be here. We smile
They're
at
looking at everybody.
I've always
but
been-
the problem is we compare because
Yeah.
of what we're used to.
Yeah.
We're not criticizing, we're comparing
Yeah.
the difference in one country from another and
Yeah.
the people.
And-
And it's not that we're criticizing or thinking it's terrible.
Hi, David.
Can I say something?
And
Sure.
he's just got out of the shower.
You know, I've been all through Asia, South America, North America, lived in Europe, I lived in some pretty crazy places. If I had to live outside the United States, Australia would be where it's at.
It's
I
beautiful.
am very impressed. Talked to some cops yesterday. Great guys. No issues with the people. Very clean, very polite. I love Australia.
And you know what? We are seeing children on these buses, and we're appalled.
They're alone.
We're comparing if we
Little
let
children
our
walking in the train stations.
child to get and go home from school or wherever they're
Yeah.
going. They get on with their little tag and they click on and they sit down and we're
With
looking at them
backpacks.
going, where's the mom? Where's the dad?
You can't do that. And
This must be a very safe place because these kids are traveling alone and no one seems concerned or worried. And there's no way, I don't know of any city in the U.S. right now where you could let your 10-year-old travel
walk alone.
across a big city alone and not be concerned about it.
Yeah.
So that says a lot to me. When I
Yes.
started watching these kids, walking around and whatever, we've seen a few crazies. I think they stand out like a sore thumb because there isn't any. This is a huge city. It's twice the size of New York City with 4.6 million people. It's a lot of people. New York has a lot more. We've seen 4 homeless people.
That's
4.
it, on the
In
sidewalks.
Portland, Oregon, which is our state, my state, the whole downtown has had to move out because they've allowed the homeless
Take
to
over.
completely take
The city
over.
streets.
They've put latrines up for them. They've given them places where they can get clean needles.
But that's in
You know,
LA too, and down California.
And looking at this city, and it's clean.
It is. It
You
does.
know?
It has some graffiti, but it's by the trains.
But the graffiti,
We
you
don't-
guys,
yeah.
is just words we don't know because it's a different language. But there isn't one. I think we talked about this
Yeah,
in a
we
video
don't
before. There's
see
no
any.
curse words. I don't know what the graffiti is, but it isn't pictures.
No.
It's words. They're tagging
We have
things.
bad stuff.
But in our, we
Not
don't-
in my town,
no,
but in-
not mine either. But in
in
big
LA
cities,
and stuff,
it's
yeah.
horrible. They have to paint over it all the time. So
Okay, now we're getting to the house here.
yeah,
Now, we know that we wanted a less expensive stay because, we aren't rich people.
no,
We
had to
saved
save for this.
this trip and
Yeah.
we, had to take out of our savings to come on this trip.
Yeah.
So we aren't rich people. We didn't want to spend $200 a night on a house or a place because,
A piece. I mean, the house would have been for a house this size it would have been a lot more than $200 a night for each of us.
Yeah, and
But-
so we can't afford that.
We got a safe neighborhood. We feel very safe here.
Yes.
We got our little landlady
And it's an older
lives
neighborhood.
right upstairs.
And we knew that. And we wanted to see the real life
Yeah.
of Australia
We're
too.
in a neighborhood.
We didn't want to stay in a hotel.
Yeah,
We
we're
wanted,
in a neighborhood.
yeah.
We love that.
And so Jamie builds houses. So wherever we go, he talks about the design of a house, the architecture. If he was going to live here, what he would do. He would knock this wall, change this window, move this. So, and he could do it himself. We don't have to hire anybody to do it. So we do that wherever. It's fine. We don't care. If they were
We're
renting
only
out
here
these
to
bedrooms,
sleep.
this would be perfect.
Yeah, we eat breakfast and we take off.
Yeah.
And we come back,
Eat
eat
a
dinner
snack
and go
and
to bed about 7 o'clock. We don't always go to sleep, but we go into our separate rooms because there is no gathering
And we're
area.
tired.
That's
and
our
we-
biggest complaint. There
Yeah.
not a gathering area. However, this house was renovated to have 3 apartments
And it's
a
old.
shared kitchen.
It's very old.
Yes, it's probably.
What year,
We
Jamie?
can't compare it to
No.
houses in America, but it reminds me of my grandma's house or whatever, and her house was built before probably around
30,
1920, because they
20,
moved in there in 1936.
It was
And
good.
it was not new then, so
Uh-huh.
I would say, now they renovated some of this, they put.
The
you know,
kitchen, I think, has been renovated.
They turned the bedrooms and whatever into little apartments.
Uh-huh.
Each room has a refrigerator, a
That door's
bathroom.
Been renovated.
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
the
he
old
says this door is a
But
new
that
one.
was because they wanted to be able to. They can make better money renting
Right.
to 3
Apartments.
families
Uh-huh.
than like what we did, because we actually are paying the amount that 3 families would pay.
And yes, we looked at the pictures. Yes, we decided this had 3 bathrooms, so each couple could have their own bathroom. We wanted that. We found another one, maybe looked nicer, but it only had 1 bathroom.
This really accommodates us great.
Yeah.
But there are some features in it that, as decorators of our homes, we would do differently.
And the seamstresses, and we sewed draperies and pillows
Yeah,
and
so
all that stuff.
We're not making fun of it as like
No.
it's a terrible place. It's a cute, quaint little,
And it's
a little
clean.
cottage.
It's clean.
Yeah, it's like
That's
a
the
little
main
cottage.
thing.
It's very clean.
But we would just decorate it different, and
Yeah.
I want my pillow
Yeah.
from home.
I
maybe.
think it's very
The sheets are nice. The pillows that we sleep on are fine. I don't.
Hey, when we get home, we're so tired after walking. Yesterday we walked 6 miles. I think someone walked 8.
I have something to say.
Yeah.
We're old. That's a lot of walking. I'm
Yeah.
74 and I walked, one
8
day we
miles.
walked 8 miles.
I dreamed about finding a scooter for today. My feet hurt so bad last
I was
night.
like, this is a lot. We get tired.
But here's what I have to say about the accommodations. So,
Good say.
because I'm going to sneak back out, but we always travel with 2 purposes in mind as far as accommodations. One, sometimes you want to go to a motel and swim in the pool and spend the whole time there. That's like the vacation.
Right, the destination.
Yes.
Mhm.
And the other one is to have a place to regroup at the end of the day. And that's what we booked this for.
It had a washer and
Because-
dryer.
Washer and dryer was huge because we didn't have
And-
that on the ship.
And it had 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And so we booked this because we wanted to see Australia, not because we wanted to go somewhere and swim at a nice pool.
And stay
Yeah.
here all day.
And so if you want to come and have an incredible swimming, when you're not
Resort,
looking at the
yeah.
city, this wouldn't be the place to book. But for us, the only thing that I think we all wish it had was just
A couch.
a common room with
Yeah.
a couch.
So we can hang out together
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
some of us standing, some of us sitting. And
We thought about going in someone's bedroom and all laying on the
Yeah,
bed
yeah, we
to
did.
visit.
thought that might be awkward. So.
Well, more than that, I think that's where we'd be for the night.
Too tired of
we
We
wouldn't
moving.
be
don't
able to
move.
get up.
We don't. Last night I landed on the bed and I had the problem with the crumbs on my feet.
Yeah.
But my legs hurt so bad I couldn't even kick
Brush 'em off.
Just sleep
I
with them
know.
for a little while before I
Yeah,
could
we're
get
getting
out.
our exercise, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, 8 miles yesterday,
Yeah.
7 miles.
It's worth it though.
Yeah.
It's so worth it. We're seeing
Oh.
so
And we
many
tell
Incredible.
ourselves,
Incredible.
she said it a million times, we've come 10,000 miles. We're
Yeah.
going to see it, we're going
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
We'll,
Yeah.
heal better.
It kills
later.
us.
We're not going to sit here and watch TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. And when I got up this morning and I said something about my feet, David said, "You can sleep on the plane."
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I said, I'm not worried about sleep. I'm worried about walking.
I bet this room sounds horrible to you. It's echoing to us. We turn
Tall
the light
ceiling.
on to make fun. Morning.
Yeah.
We turn the light
Good.
turn it on and see how much difference it gives us. Did you know we just turned it
It's
on?
on.
It is they're like, it must be this house. It must be this house.
The light bulbs they put in maybe, but see, it's
Just, you turn on the light and you go and look and go, did I turn it on? You don't notice. It's
and you
really,
and you go
it's
turn the
fine
light
in the
on.
daytime because we've got a lot of big
The
windows
and
are wonderful.
The
but at
kitchen,
night,
turn the light on, and we go.
you can't
It's
tell.
on. It's already
Yeah,
on.
It's so funny. We laugh about it. But I think in
It's all
America,
memories.
we have those LED lights now a lot in our homes.
Some of them are crappy
And
too, though.
they're, the only good light that I have found yet in the house is in my bathroom, and it's a heat lamp. So it's good. But it's okay, like I said, we're not here. We're so tired to go to bed. And so,
Yeah.
But anyway, we've seen some of the comments and we wanted
Well,
you to
and
know.
also David and Amy's house they live in now was a rental, vacation
Yeah,
rental.
They had used their house that they live in now as a vacation rental by owner.
And it was beautiful over the bay and everything, but it wasn't perfect either.
No.
It wasn't new.
No.
And they've since got new kitchen floor and
Yeah,
everything.
it was
But,
hard.
so we know how rentals go and how, the decorating and everything. And some people are into it, some people are not. We're not criticizing. We're not.
We kind of did, but the point is, we weren't doing it in a mean way.
We're comparing what we're used to this. And,
Well, my house compared to your house
Yeah, you've
is
seen
way different, you guys. You saw my house.
Yeah.
I don't live in a two-story house.
And
I
mine
don't
looks
have
like a
pond
safari.
inside my home. I have a very manufactured home that's 25 years old, but I live in a beautiful part of the world, and I'm grateful for it. And it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't.
And the
aspire
only
to
reason
be
I
anything.
have a big house,
because her husband built
he built it.
If my
and
husband was a builder, I would get down.
we didn't have
a
to
different
pay
home, too.
laborers to build it,
Yeah.
and he designed it, and we sold the other house and used all that money to build the big house, and so
Anyway,
I wouldn't have had it if
Yeah.
he hadn't built it. So
We're
we
about
were-
ready to take off and do another adventure. It's our last day, and we're gonna go.
we'll have in tomorrow, but it takes too long to get anywhere.
Well, we have to be out of here at 11, and then to get to the airport is a big deal. So we may be sitting at the airport for a while tomorrow, just because
We'll
you
be
can't
sure.
really go anywhere. We've got luggage, and when you get on the bus or the train, you just hate it. But we see people all the
Oh,
time.
a lot of
They're
people
downtown
carrying-
with suitcases and they're jumping on trains and stuff. So they're going. I mean, we didn't
Well,
feel
and-
so weird after we
And
thought
shopping,
we were like,
they have
yeah.
carry things,
They
drag
carry a
things.
whole suitcase with them to get their groceries down.
Yeah, but you'd have to. You can't.
So
carry.
everybody's if you've never known anything different, you wouldn't think anything. The people that live in big towns, this is a way of life for them. We've always lived in tiny towns. So it never dawned on us the accommodation you have to do
All
if you live
day.
different places. I
Yeah.
really admire them because it's been really kind of scary for me to commute like this. I'm just looking around going, are we lost? I'm just following you. Are you lost? If
We
you're
are
lost,
lost.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it. It's just been so much history here, you guys. This country was founded, as a colony, and they shipped all of their, undesirables over here to
begin with.
be the workhorses. The tourist guide yesterday said that basically they were like slave labor. He says we don't call it that, but that's what it was. They there wasn't even running water. They didn't know where any water was when they landed here, fresh water. So we learned a lot. They've got beautiful architecture. You'd swear you were in, well, it was a British colony, and so they copied a lot of the architecture of London and different places.
They came with
And all
it,
the
yeah.
streets around, at least this area we're staying, is there's a street called Liverpool in Devonshire, and a lot of the
It
streets
sounds like it,
are
yeah.
very British. That Hyde Park here, they have a Hyde Park here, and it's beautiful, but it's all like it doesn't look like London, but the names of the building and the buildings themselves are very much typical, and yet there's some of them built in 1860s, and so they're not 400 years old like they can be over in London. But anyway, we're enjoying it. We're having a good time, and we wanted you to know that we are trying not to complain. It's more about comparing. That's,
And it's
comparing
not
to being
critical.
different.
It's not critical comparison.
No.
It is fun comparison, the differences in all the countries. We're glad it's not exactly like the United States.
Who'd want to come if
Right,
it was just the same?
Who'd want to travel? It's just like
Yeah.
ours. Why
So,
should we go there?
I love it here.
And
I
if
love
Australians came to our country, it would be weird for them.
Yeah, it
Because you get a drink and it's full of ice and a little bit of drink.
Yeah.
They don't have that here. You
No,
get all drink.
You get the drink. That's
And then,
nice of them.
yeah, and I know it's when we had the foreign exchange student. He said, I told him just catch the bus to school down at the bottom of the hill, and he goes, "How much does it cost?" And I'm like, "It's free." He's going, "What? The bus systems are free?" Because that was different for him. Totally.
That's cute.
He
That's
thought
cute.
he had to pay, but
Yeah, that's neat.
I don't know. Do the children, are they paying for their buses?
Well, I've seen a couple
They
of
have
those
cards.
red buses that say school on them. All the kids that we've seen downtown are all, they have like there's a private girls' high school we could go by on the bus. And then downtown there's a Catholic school and all the kids are walking around town in groups.
Uniforms.
They're in uniforms. The boys have
Nice looking.
suits on.
Nice looking
Like,
uniform.
Black suits with white trim, and they wear a tie. I've seen some of those little boys riding on the bus by themselves. So they don't have school buses.
See, in our
They use
towns,
the
no
transfer,
school
yeah.
uniforms even.
Yeah.
So it's just fun and different, and we
Yeah.
love it. And
I have taken thousands of pictures. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but
she
it's-
does. She takes pictures
I
of
stop
everything.
and have to take a picture of everything because I want to remember. I'll probably dump them, but at least I can write about it when I get home and go, "Oh yeah, I saw that." So
Yeah.
anyway, okay, we gotta go.
Yeah, our daylight's burning.